Hello, Loveland Magazine. This is Cassie Mattia here, and I am here with a very special guest, extremely important to the Loveland, Ohio community. I'm here with Mayor Kathy Bailey today. How are you, Kathy?
Good.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. We want to get right into it today. We're going to be talking about COVID-19, how it's affecting the population here, not necessarily in Ohio as a whole. We want to keep it local because I know she's been working her tail off with her entire team to make sure the community is always informed. What I want to start with first is some questions from the community. I am a resident as well, so kind of my questions as well. So what I want to touch on first, Kathy, is how should residents pay or file Loveland income tax, and what's the deadline?
So currently the deadline is April 15th,
Okay.
but there is an action that's in the General Assembly now to have it mirror July 15th, which is now the federal deadline has been extended. We expect that to pass in the next few days.
Okay.
So likely our deadline will be moved to July 15th. We're just waiting to see what the General Assembly does.
Okay.
If they don't, we can take action on our own, but we're going to wait and see what they do.
Wait until they, okay.
And as soon as we know, we'll put that out to our residents through whatever media we have and on our website.
Awesome,
To let them know
awesome.
that.
And we'll get that too as well, get that out to you guys as soon as we figure all that out as well. Another question from the community, a lot of people have been asking about this, which is kind of crazy. I think somebody actually came down to Loveland Magazine to ask this question, which is wild, but awesome that we have that media source, right? So how are residents being informed about zoning issues? This is kind of like a 2-3-part question. Will public forums be postponed? And is Dave Kennedy, city manager, or yourself, of course, approved to make decisions regarding zoning issues during a state of emergency?
So we don't have any pending
Okay.
zoning issues
Okay.
At the moment. And as you can imagine, a lot of things have been put on hold for developers and everyone else through all this
Absolutely.
crisis. So there is nothing pending. General Assembly did pass something that we can hold public meetings now electronically.
Oh, wow.
So if necessary, if there were some reason we had to, we could do a zoning board meeting.
Okay.
And we're going to make sure that we have the technology in place to make that happen.
Okay.
So that we keep, because it's important, obviously, for us to keep members of the public and our own volunteers that are serving on these boards and commissions safe. So anything that can be held will be held. Anything that needs to be done while this is happening, we will certainly look at how to do that safely. But right now, there's nothing pending. And,
Okay.
Dave does not have authority, I don't believe, to do that on his own. I don't think he would do that anyway, because we have other ways that we could
Right.
actually keep our Board of Zoning Appeals moving.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Great answer. So this is kind of interesting, this question, and it's kind of long, but pretty to the point. So hopefully I don't overwhelm you with all the question marks. So does the city of Loveland have some type of a forgiveness plan implemented for those who are not going to be able to pay utility bills or rent during this time, especially those in the lower income bracket? And I'll just leave you with that one first, and then I'll go to the second.
So with regard to utility bills and the water service,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember if it was a state order or federal, but water service cannot be turned off now for non-payment. We actually took Dave Kennedy, decided to do that long before
Oh,
that
wow.
was an order. That
Okay.
we just thought people need to have water to keep clean.
Absolutely.
So we took care of that. We don't have a forgiveness plan in place.
Okay.
It's not just low income that are affected by
Absolutely.
this. There's a lot of people that are out of work that are affected by this. We will deal with it on a case-by-case basis
Okay.
as necessary. But it's a tough time for everybody, including the city. We're worrying about our own finances, and that we've already taken approximately $500,000 worth of projects that were scheduled for this year, and we
Wow.
put them on the shelf because we don't know what our income is going to be over the next 9 months.
Right.
So
Right.
we can't be talking about, we just haven't come up with something. We'll look at that if necessary. I'm hoping it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Hopefully this turns itself around and people are back to work and get the help they need, both in the stimulus package and hopefully getting back to work, that's not something that we're going to have to look at.
Absolutely.
But if it is, we'll certainly look at it on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, okay. And then the second part of that question is, this is crazy. So there's been a lot of jibber jabber, I'm going to call it, and that's why I'm asking you straight to the source. There's been apartments locally that are evicting residents because they cannot pay their rent due to being laid off or quarantined. If and so this is the case, will the city be addressing those apartment communities for doing things such as that?
That is not in the purview
Okay.
of the city. We
Okay.
don't have any authority over apartments or rentals in that respect.
Okay.
I think that would have to be one of the county agencies that would look at that. I don't know that that's something that the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission would look at.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure. This is all a brave new world we're facing.
Yeah.
But that we would not have authority over that particular issue.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. And then this one, I mean, some of these questions I know, but I would love to make sure that everyone knows about this kind of stuff. In your most simplest terms, please define state of emergency and what it entails, on your guys' end, of course.
So the reason, because we passed a
Yeah.
legislation we had a special meeting, seems like a really long time ago.
Yeah.
About 10 days ago or longer, I don't know, to pass legislation that did declare a state of emergency in Loveland.
Yes.
And we tried to make it very clear at that time that it wasn't because there's a current state of emergency where we're having all type of people that have come down with this. It was more to prepare for the future. That if we can't meet as a public body, we still have work that needs to get done, contracts that need to be signed, and our city manager only has authority up to $15,000.
Okay.
Without the city's approval, without council's approval. So what a state of emergency does for us is it gives Dave Kennedy additional authority that even if we can't meet, because at the time there was no mechanism in place for us to meet through electronic means.
Yeah, virtual,
We
yeah.
had to get together.
Absolutely.
And that's not necessarily the best idea right now. So we needed to pass that to make sure that we had a mechanism in place that the business of the city could keep being conducted by someone.
Yes.
And that someone is Dave Kennedy.
Okay.
So for that reason, and also with the state of emergency, if we have costs associated with this emergency, we're able to get reimbursed through the state and or the federal government for our local costs related to this.
Right.
If we have declared a state of emergency. So that was another reason for doing so.
Okay. Okay. And that makes a lot more sense, honestly, even on my end, because I read through the order and read through the bill and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm educated, but just some of the language sometimes, you know, so I appreciate, yes, exactly. So this one, I don't want to say it's a selfish question, but it is. All right. So as a downtown Loveland resident, I live at the Loveland Station Apartments, as you know. I'm a daily user of the Loveland Bike Trail. So recently, I have seen, 10, sometimes 20 people at a time hanging out in the park on the bike trail. When I've been running, very difficult to keep the 6-foot distance. People are kind of elongating along the trail rather than keeping the right of way. So I was wondering if push comes to shove and people continue to have the social gatherings locally and things of that nature, especially with the weather getting nicer, is there a plan of action that you guys are maybe foreseeing for the future in regards to that kind of situation?
Well, there's obviously been an order that's been issued by our governor, and we're
Yes.
as frustrated as anyone if
Oh,
that's
yeah.
happening.
Yes.
I have been on the bike trail, and I've been spending time at the park, and I've not seen that.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't mean you haven't.
Oh, yeah,
Hopefully you.
absolutely.
But I think by and large, our community is trying very hard to follow the order that's been given. As we all know, the more we do this, the less time that we're going to have to do this.
Yes.
If we can all do our part, hopefully we can knock this down more quickly. So with regard to the bike trail, it's not our bike trail.
Yes.
We don't have authority on the bike trail
Right.
in any regard. And I guess my advice to people would be, you're responsible for your own health. We can't even be everywhere at all times.
Right.
So if you're uncomfortable because there's groups of people, then you need to adjust yourself.
Yes.
And be safe on your own. And
Right.
find alternate places to be so that you don't have that consternation.
Right.
But by and large, I've seen our community really respecting what our governor has put in place.
Well, I'm glad you've seen it. Maybe it's because of the nice weather and
Well,
I'm
there's gonna be a lot
being a
of
little
people.
paranoid,
Right. These nice days,
Yeah.
people are cooped up and see a chance to get out.
Yep.
So I don't know if they're necessarily in groups of 10 as much as just, there's a lot of people down
Yeah,
there. And
yeah.
that's what I mean. So if that's too many people and you're uncomfortable with that, I think you have to take care of yourself.
Yes. Put yourself first. That's good advice. Okay, so this one right here, I'm kind of interested on this one, just with the whole state of emergency like we were kind of talking about. Does the city of Loveland plan on checking in on the essential businesses that are still open to make sure they are following protocol with their staff and customers?
So that is under the purview of your Board of Health.
Uh-huh.
to check on that. If we get complaints, we do pass them along.
Okay.
As if we receive them, but obviously our businesses, especially those that are lucky enough to be open, have a very strong incentive to make sure that they're following all rules that have been laid down. So
Right.
I trust that our businesses are doing that. They do not want to be shut down by anyone.
Right.
So if we hear something, we'll certainly pass it along.
Awesome,
And
okay.
do our part. But I think we have very responsible business owners, and any of those that are lucky enough to remain open, I think we're going to do everything we can to make sure they stay open.
Right. So, worst case scenario, say you start getting calls, you never know. Does Dave now have the power to shut down all the businesses? Or is it just the governor in that respect?
I think it wouldn't even be the governor. I think it's the local, meaning the county boards of health.
Okay.
It would be, in our case, Hamilton, Warren, and Claremont County boards of health,
Uh-huh.
for whichever businesses are in their jurisdiction.
Okay.
Or the state board of health would have that authority.
Okay.
I mean, we're as much as anyone, we cannot wait for our businesses to get back.
Oh, yes.
Back and running. 'Cause,
Yes.
For our economy, but actually more from a personal level. We've all come to know and love these business owners, and we know they're struggling too.
Yeah.
So the last thing we want to do is say, everybody shut down.
Right. Yep.
I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where we would do that, where that wouldn't have been issued by the state or the county.
Right.
So that's not something that would be coming from our city.
Okay. Okay. And then let's see here. Oh, yes. So what is the city of Loveland? And like I said, I know what you guys are doing, but I want everybody else to know how hard you guys are working. What is the city of Loveland doing for those who are jobless because of this pandemic? And what is the city doing for the local businesses that have been forced to close their doors?
So we've been working hand in hand with the Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing whatever we can to help our businesses. I know we partnered with the Chamber and Loveland Legacy Foundation with lots of phone conferences and what can we do to help those businesses that aren't open at all.
Right.
And with gift cards. So I would encourage anybody to go to our Loveland website, City of Loveland, Ohio. If you just Google that, you'll find it. We have a button on there just for this coronavirus that has all kinds of information,
wow.
including here are the businesses that are open. Here how it really would help us if you do carry out from these businesses. Here are ones that aren't open or are open, but you could buy their gift certificates or gift cards. That would really help these businesses that need to still pay their rent but have
Right.
no source of income right now.
Right.
So we're doing our as much as we can to really promote that. You may have noticed along the bike trail here, and we're going to add some on Carl Brown, we've put parking places that are numbered,
Yes.
that are designated only for carryout, so that you can order, pull up, call it in, say I'm in spot number 4, and they can run out your food to you.
Yes.
So we're trying whatever we can do to help these businesses stay afloat and have some income during this time. And I think if Facebook is any indication, I think our residents in the greater community are really working hard to reach out and help these businesses by using their services as much as possible.
Right.
And post it on Facebook when you do. It might remind somebody that somebody is actually serving and might give them a day. Maybe we'll do that tonight instead of cooking.
Yeah, and share your good deeds. I mean, I saw Loveland Dairy whip them. Somebody left them $25 but didn't even get ice cream.
Right.
That's incredible.
Right.
What is the virtual tip jar?
Correct.
That Tano's is doing? I mean, unreal.
Right, because when you go to these places when they're open, how much you appreciate these people. You know them, you recognize them. They've become family and friends, and we want to see them when this is over.
Oh,
We've
yes.
got to help them get through this time. So
Absolutely.
anything people can do. I've heard so many stories of that on a $50 order, leaving a $30 tip.
Yeah.
That helps.
Oh,
It helps
I agree.
It certainly helps their mental health too, to know that we're all thinking about them and
Absolutely.
trying to help.
Couldn't agree more on that one. I've seen a lot of it. I'm still open at Starbucks, so working at Harper's Point, and the first tip of the day was $20.
Nice.
I mean, so it's awesome. Truly is awesome to see. And Harper's Point, 7 minutes away, so I still consider that somewhat the Loveland community's coming over there now. So I love to see it. This one is pretty cool, and honestly, I'm curious because one of my friends actually asked how she could do this specific thing. So where can those who want to help donate items such as food, face masks, toiletries, and medical supplies go? What are some of the sources, some of the avenues?
Well, I can give you a phone number. There's
Yes,
been
absolutely.
a newly created organization called Community Resources Organization. new in our area, and it consists of the Loveland City School District, Nest, Life Food Pantry, Care Center, and the Loveland Legacy Foundation is involved. The Little Miami River Chamber of Commerce is involved, and the city is involved. And it is a way to sort of a one-stop shop, all the needs of our community that we know about and don't know about. This is the organization that's trying to meet those needs. We all know what Nest and Life Food Pantry have done and what in the community that they serve. But this organization is also looking, for example, our elderly population that should not be going out. They need to stay inside where they're safe. What if they have prescriptions they need to get? So this organization is being very careful about who they are having as volunteers, only people they know or people that have been volunteering or have been really vetted so that they can trust them to, go get your prescription and deliver it to you, that type of thing.
Absolutely.
So I can give you a number.
Yeah, go ahead, shout it out.
Of this organization is 781-6345. 781-6345. Also on the city's website, as I said, we also have there a link to get, if you need services, how to click on that and you can tell them what you need.
Okay.
And there's also a link on there if you want to be a volunteer, if you want to give things. It's all on our website of how to do that. So this is really a pretty amazing organization of people that we're very fortunate. I've read other communities where they've sort of started from scratch on how do we help our low income, how do we help our elderly. Well, we didn't have to because we have these wonderful organizations that are already in place that just picked up the ball and took it where it needed to go to help even more of the community. So
they're stepping up.
We're in good shape.
Yes. Now, before I get to the last question, which I'm going to have you address the community, I want to share something that was sent to me today. Actually, a question that me and the mayor were going to go over about the Loveland Police Department. What are they doing? Do's, don'ts. What should the community be doing? Lieutenant Amy Campbell sent a little statement. We love her. Great person. So I'm going to read it here real quick. Going to try to read it quickly because it's kind of long, but I think it's very important. So, good morning. Thank you for helping with the request from Loveland Magazine. So what we want to do here is the Loveland Police Division's priority is the public safety and serving those in our community. We want our residents to abide by the shelter-in-place order by Ohio Governor DeWine to help stop the spread of the virus. We will continue to provide excellent customer service to our city while limiting our in-person interaction with residents. This is for the safety of our community members and first responders. We are available by phone 24 hours a day by calling 513-677-7000 for non-emergency calls. That can include filing reports, answering questions, and reporting suspicious activity. Please continue to use 911 for emergencies and crimes in progress. Only essential workers and essential activities are permitted during this order. If you or your family are outside for exercise or visiting our parks, please practice social distancing from others by being at least 6 feet away from one another. We are also wanting to bring awareness to scams and other criminal activity that can take place during these difficult times. Criminals find ways to steal items from unlocked vehicles and open garages, as well as using phone calls and the internet to scam people with requests for donations, selling items, as well as seeking personal information using deception. These are currently scams being reported involving claims promising distribution of government assistance, including relief checks. Please check out the Loveland Police Department's social media pages, including Facebook, Twitter, and Nextdoor for tips and important information in addition to the Ohio Department of Health's website. For those without internet, you can also call 1-8334-ASK-ODH. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy. Lieutenant Amy Campbell. Thank you, Amy. We love you. Thanks for giving that statement. I'm sure the mayor loved it too. We like your support. Now, we're going to get back to the mayor, and this is the final question and one of my favorites because she's going to get personal, and that's what I like. She's going to go one-on-one with the community here. Now, Mayor, what I would like you to do at this time is address the city of Loveland and express to them what are you going to do, and your team, of course, to help the city overcome this tough time.
Well, I think we're doing it. Amy Campbell's a prime example. We have a really top-notch police department and fire department that are doing everything that they need to do to keep our residents safe during this time. They've taken all types of precautions. Our city manager, Dave Kennedy, is all over this. Any issue that's raised, he jumps right in to see how we can resolve it. We've already talked about the community at large and the resources that are in place. We're so lucky to have all of these agencies, to have the Chamber of Commerce, our city school district, and the ones I've already talked about, Nest and Life and Care Center, Loveland Legacy, all ready to jump in and do what needs to be done. This is an amazing community in so many ways, and we're all hurting. We're all hurting, not just personally, but for our city. When you're down here on a pretty day and you see all these restaurants closed instead of filled with people enjoying each other and supporting our local businesses, it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking for all of us, and no less so for us as a city that are worried about our community, our individual community members that are struggling, and our businesses for sure. So we'll keep doing what we can to support them and keep looking for innovative ways to do that. We're certainly here. We're not hiding or immune from really wanting to help anybody any way we can, and I think anyone that has reached out would tell you that that's been the case. Where somebody makes a suggestion to Dave on how we can help with these businesses, and boy, he jumps on it right away.
Right.
Because what we all want is everybody to get through this as relatively unscathed as they can, although we're all gonna suffer to some degree. But when this is all over, we want all our businesses that we love to still be vibrant and to be there for us when this all blows over, whenever that is. But so certainly worried about the businesses, very worried about our community members, which is why we're really lucky to have this community resource organization in place to help take care of them. And I just would urge anyone to reach out to the city through our website. Mr. Kennedy is reading all emails that come in. So if there's needs out there that we have not met, that we haven't thought of, please pass it along. We want to do what we can to help everybody in this community, businesses and individuals, any way we can. And
I want to say, first and foremost, the city, the mayor, they're very open, candid. They even though they have the position they have, they still take others into consideration, the community. They want to know what they can do. They want to know how to help. So feel free, like the mayor said, send the emails, go onto the website. We're all in this together, guys, and I'm just so happy to be a part of a community that is this tight-knit, and that, I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't go anywhere else because I feel the safest here, and that's honesty. So, Mayor, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come down here. I know you're really busy, and I know, I'm sure personally you have a lot going on too, as we all do. So thank you. Thank your team as well for me. And that's all we have for you guys today. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in to us. And please be safe, be healthy, and we're all here for you, Loveland. See you later.
if I could.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just want to thank you, Cassie.
Yes.
Thank you, Dave, Loveland Magazine, for taking the time to do this and getting this information out to your viewers. Appreciate that. And everybody stay safe.
Thank you. See you guys.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, we are.